Following all the recent party scandals, a senior SNP politician has finally admitted and confirmed that the dream of a second Scottish referendum is now officially dead. In the name of the kingdom and the union, rejoice, everybody, because the SNP have decided to give up on their dream to have a second vote. But there is a big but coming. And that big but is not Ian Blackford's but. So let's talk about what's going on today. The SNP politicians have got together, have had their meetings to have another meeting about meetings, and they've decided to obviously cancel the vote that they were going to have in October to have a second Scottish referendum. They even went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court kicked them out. And they are too busy trying to find more camper vans and horse boxes and more suitcases of cash. That aside, they know they can't do a referendum because they're going to get vetoed. But there is a bit of a hope. The way things are going, in the next general election, it's highly likely there will be a hung parliament with Keir Starmer as Prime Minister. Likely. That means that Starmer needs the SNP. So the SNP could easily go to Starmer and say, we will do a coalition if you give us a referendum. But for now, they've admitted, people like Peter Wishart MP, that they said that referendum route to Scottish independence is now dead. So the big but that I mentioned is this. They haven't given up on independence, or as we say, the separatist movement. They have given up on the referendum route to Scottish isolation. So that doesn't mean they've given up. The problem we have is that what are they going to do? They're going to go rogue? They are going to try and keep using the mandate that they get at every election when they win majorities to say, we are going to use this mandate to just automatically leave the kingdom by default. Firstly, that's illegal on a constitutional level. Secondly, have they not seen the latest opinion polls? The way things are going, the SNP will be losing every single seat in Parliament at the next general election. So good luck with that, guys. Now, Pete Wishart said that his party does not have a clear independence strategy. At least he admitted that. And he argued that every election should now become a verdict on independence. Okay, it's brilliant. Pete sounds like he just came up with a revolutionary new idea. I'm pretty sure over the last 20 years, they've been doing the same thing. Every election, when they get their so-called mandate, they say, this is the verdict on independence. We should leave. And then they ask for a referendum. And when they lose the referendum, then they say, the next election mandate will be a verdict on the independence. There's nothing new about this. They're just repeating the same lines every single year and every single election. Okay, so he said, what I believe should now happen is that we contest every election with the first line of each successive manifesto stating that if the Scottish National Party secures 50% of the vote, this will mean Scotland will become an independent nation. They've been saying this all the time. Every election, he says, will therefore become a verdict on independence, and every vote secured for the SNP, a vote to ensure our nation becomes sovereign. For the record, you are still sovereign, but okay. He insisted that if SNP wins an election with 50% of the plus of the vote, that Scotland has decided to become an independent nation. I mean, even in the good days of the SNP, you do realize some people who vote SNP, they do it because they don't want to vote Labour or Tory. So if you look at the percentage of those who vote for the SNP and the percentage of those who want independent Scotland, doesn't really correlate in regards to the difference. So the issue they have is that they don't really have a clear plan. And that's why they keep coming out and repeating the same lines. They have to be more concerned about the Titanic that is their own party, because the way it's going, they might have to shut it down. Anyway, we'll keep you guys posted on this channel as usual. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.